good evening. Just checking my camera is on horizontal. Hopefully I'm not on my side. If anyone is watching, say hi. Just trying to make sure that you can see the cupboard behind. Just trying to mess with my... So, the reason I'm doing a live in the evening, which I don't normally do... hello Liz, hiya, you're right. You'll give me some honest feedback. So I'm doing a live on Dixie Belle's main page on Thursday evening, I think it's Thursday evening, at 8 o'clock, our time, 8 o'clock, and their time, 3 p.m. So it's quite a good slot, time-wise, to get viewers in America. It's not so great for me, because 8 o'clock that's part of my bedtime, I'm not going to lie. Hi Anastasia, hello. Sorry, right, so I'll explain a couple of things. You can see a glare in my glasses. I've got some new equipment so that the live in the evenings that I'm going to be doing for Dixie Belle is going to be, like I say, it's dark here. My workshop lighting isn't great, so I use a lot of natural light, which I'm fortunate to have huge windows on that side of the room, which I do all my staging and everything from. I don't use artificial lighting when I do my staging because I think it, I'm not that keen on it, to be perfectly honest. However, doing a live in the evening will present a few problems if I don't sort some lighting out. So, hi Jodie. Oh yeah, you'll give me some feedback as well. It's just the glare on my glasses. You can see the ring in my eye. So I have bought a posh ring light thing that also holds my phone. And I have got a microphone, but I haven't bothered with that tonight because you're quite close to the camera, so I'm not too bothered about that. You didn't notice the reflection till you mentioned it. Oh, that's okay then. I don't look too orange or washed out. Can you see the furniture behind me? Can you see that all right? Because it looks quite dark to me, but I am getting blinded by this light. And I can turn it up and down, so that's really bright, but that is blinding for me. So I've turned it down a little bit, just so I thought, because otherwise it's going to like make me look awful as well. So I just thought I'd quickly show you, whilst I'm testing my equipment, a technique that you can use with the Dixie Belle products. Hi Leslie, hello, thank you for saying hello and thank you for watching. I'm going to be using a glaze on top of this cabinet. So I don't know if you can see, please let me know, honest feedback, if you can see this cabinet properly. Because like I say, there's a twofold reason for me doing a live this evening when I wouldn't normally be doing a live on a Sunday evening. The first one is to test my new equipment, lighting and all that malarkey, and making sure that you can see this okay. The second one is to show you the glaze that I'm going to be using over the top of this paint. So, the glaze is Dixie Belle Black Glaze that I'm going to be using. Comes in a nice little pot like that, and it looks blue, but it does dry darker, it does dry black. Now, the paint that I've used is Dixie Belle Silk in the colour Nautical, which is a really nice blue. I have used the glaze a few times, but I find it not that dark. So it looks like that. It does look really blue. But like I say, when you paint it on and leave it to dry, it turns black. Now, I want the glaze to sit in all the sort of crevices. There's also a little bit of detail on the front here, which I want to glaze and then wipe back. So I'm going to tint this glaze to make it even... Oh, you can see fine. That's good. Who else is seeing? Yeah, you can see it. Oh, awesome. That's really good. That's good. So equipment is good. So I'm going to tint it to make it blacker. I want it really black. And when I wipe it down, I want it to stay in the sort of recesses. So I'm using Caviar, which is Dixie Belle's chalk paint true black. You could tint it with their silk range as well, but I'm choosing to use Caviar just because I had it. So I am going to get my Caviar. Actually, I'm just going to pour some in, and I'm going to pour some Caviar into the glaze in there, and I'm just going to mix it around. So I'm hoping that this will give the desired effect, because I've used a few glazes in the past, different brands, and I do really like how they apply and how they work and stuff. They've got a really long open time, so you can wipe them right back and just leave it where you want it to be left. But like I say, this one it's not, although it's called black glaze, it's not really black. It is a softer black, which is fine if you're using it over lighter colours. Sorry, so if you're using it over, I don't know, a pink or a pale blue or any of the paler colours, this glaze would be fine as it is. I'm using it over a colour that's already quite dark, so I'm not convinced that you'd even notice it, if I'm honest. So that's gone a lot darker. I'm going to put some more in because I want it black. If I don't get your questions, because I'm in horizontal mode on the camera tonight, which means the comments, I see them for, well, they flash up for a split second and they've gone again. So if you've got any questions regarding Dixie Belle paint, or anything that I'm doing tonight, just leave me a comment under the live, and I'll reply to it. I'll put the kids to bed shortly, and I'll make sure I get back to you this evening and reply to it. Or you can drop my page a message. You can message me directly if you'd like to. Right, so that is more of a darker colour now. It's still got that tint of blue to it, but I'm not bothered about that because that doesn't ever show up anyway. It always does turn black. So I'm hoping, because I haven't actually tried this before I went live, I'm hoping that you'll be able to see it. If not, we'll put a bit more Caviar in it. So the brush that I like to use for glazes, and I also like to use these for waxing as well, is the Dixie Belle Premium 2-inch chip brush. You can already see I've got some wax build-up on here, which isn't a problem because all of Dixie Belle's waxes are water-based, so it's not a problem at all. I really like them because they've got natural bristles, and you can get the glaze or the wax in all the crevices. I've got a few of these brushes now, and they're actually really good quality for a cheap chip brush. They're really nice. They're good for texture as well, if you want to put some texture on a piece with the chalk paint. Quite good for that. These are only like a few quid, I think, 3 or 4 quid or something like that, not a lot at all. So I use these a lot of the time for the waxing and stuff like that, and then I have a separate one for Big Mama's butter, which is obviously oil based. I try not to mix those up. So all you do with the glaze is paint it on. Like I say, it's going to turn darker once it's dry. So I want it to go in all of the detail. You don't have to really worry about the glaze drying, although because I've added paint into the glaze, it will reduce the open time a little bit of the glaze. But nothing that you need to work ridiculously quickly about. You should still have a decent enough open time to do what you want with it, is what I'm trying to say. So just make sure it's in all the creases and crevices. And I just use either an old t-shirt or a rag, but I've got this to hand tonight. And then you wipe it off where you don't want the glaze to be, basically. So all of the high points which is going to make the blue pop, because it's quite a nice vibrant blue. Although it's quite a dark colour, it's not as dark as Deep Sea, but it's a really nice blue. So we just wipe it off there, and I'm hoping it's going to stay in all of this detail. And it's just a way of adding dimension to a piece. So the colours, there's loads and loads of different colours. I can't even remember them all of the different colours that Dixie Belle do. I've just ordered a brown one actually, which is, I think it's called Van Dyke Brown, which I'm dying to try. So yeah, that one looks good. But you can play about with them, you can layer them. Different colours look better with base colours. So I really like mustard used with the brown glaze. That looks really nice. So I'm still not sure that it's as dark as what I want it to be. I'm not entirely sure about that, but that's okay, because when I come back to this tomorrow, if it's not as dark as what I want it to be, I can add some more caviar tomorrow and tint it even darker and just reapply it. It may be that it's enough and that it is dark enough, but I'm not gonna know until it's dried. And I just want to pick out the detail. This has got detail on the front of these two little doors of this cabinet. Sorry if you're commenting, I don't know if you've just heard me say, the comments go on horizontal mode, the comments vanish very quickly. So if there's any questions about any of the Dixie Belle products, just leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you later on when my children are in bed. So if you were, I don't know if I've added too much paint in here because it's wanting to dry a little bit quick, I think. I'm not sure. I can't tell. I'm not used to working with this ring light, and it's an aggressive light, I'm not gonna lie. I'm used to working in natural light, so everything looks a little bit harsh under this light. So I'm going to stop messing about with that, and I'm going to see how it dries, I think, tomorrow, before I make my mind up about it. So with a glaze, if you are using the traditional Dixie Belle chalk paint, you would probably want to add a top coat before your glaze. And the reason for that is it acts as a slip. So if you don't add a top coat, the paint can absorb some of the glaze, so it might turn it a little bit muddy. Hello! Hiya, I can't see who's just said hello. It popped up and it went again. Sorry. I'm in horizontal mode, so the comments are just flying past and I can't see them. So yeah, if you were using the chalk paint, Dixie Belle chalk paint, with a glaze, I would top coat first, so either a satin or whatever top coat you're using, and that just creates a slip between the two products that when you wipe the glaze back, it doesn't muddy the paint, so it doesn't stick. That's fine if you want that effect, but it will stick to the paint. Silk shouldn't do that because it already has the top coat built into it and there is a slight sheen, so it doesn't have that ability to reabsorb the product. Having said that, there are areas here where I've wiped back and I can still see a little bit of black. That might be because I've tinted it myself with paint. But because Dixie Belle is water based, I'll be able to just wipe that off. I've got a water sprayer somewhere about, and I just spritz that and just wipe that off. Or if you wanted to be triply safe and you were doing it with a lighter colour in the silk, you probably want a top coat as well. Just because it allows you to wipe it back to the true colour without muddying the paint. So I may as well do this side while I'm on. So if you have only just joined me, I am using Dixie Belle Black Glaze, which I've tinted to a deeper black because I'm using it over quite a dark colour already. I've just added caviar into the glaze and mixed it up. I'm just painting it on in hope that it'll bring out the detail here, up here. So you just paint it on. It's got quite a lot of open time, although I've reduced the open time of my particular glaze because I've added paint in it. Open time it means that it stays wet, so that it doesn't dry too quickly. I quite like it here. I don't know if it picked it up on camera how it's quite dramatic. Interesting. I might have to go a bit heavier with it actually. Oh yeah. I think I've wiped it back too far here. So I think what I might do, I quite like it. Is it picking it up okay on camera? And the other reason I'm live this evening, on a Sunday evening when I wouldn't ordinarily be, is to test my equipment for those that have only just tuned in. I've got a new ring light which is making me look like I'm on a sunbed. But I'm doing some lives for Dixie Belle on their Dixie Belle main page. And they're evening slots for me. It's at 8 PM at night, so I'll have to have a can of Red Bull or something before, because I'll be half asleep. I've got myself a new snazzy ring light, so that in hope that the furniture behind is going to be okay. So I'm going to have to watch this back, even though I hate the sound of my own voice. I'm going to have to watch this back and make sure that it's picking it up okay and everybody can see and all the rest of it. So I actually really like that one, that door there. It's a little bit more dramatic than this side. So I'm going to reapply the black and make it darker this side, I think. I quite like it. There we go. The brush that I'm using is a chip brush, a Dixie Belle chip brush. Really, really good for glazes and waxes. I really like them. Nice little brush. They're a bristle, a natural bristle brush that gets in all of the recesses in detail. If anybody would like to join my live and show a little bit of support, because I haven't done one on the Dixie Belle main page. I've done it in the silk group. I've done lives in the silk group, but I've not actually done one on the main page. It's at 8 o'clock on Thursday, this Thursday night. I might set an event up on my page actually, if I can do that, if I can figure out how to do that. Technology is not my strongest point, I'm not going to lie. So you can just wipe it back until you're pleased, or until you've got the right depth of coverage or colour or whatever what you're using glaze wise. There's lots and lots of different glazes in the Dixie Belle range. Been in the UK a year and I still haven't had a chance to try all the products because there are that many. Can you see down here? Yeah, you can see that on the camera. I may as well do that while you're on. So it just adds a little bit of dimension. If you have details on a piece, carvings or any sort of recess or sometimes if you've got a drawer front and there's it's sort of like a recess, a little bit like this door, sometimes you get a few more on drawer fronts or any sort of detail like that. Glazing is really, really effective, and you can get different glazes to suit the paint colour that you've chosen. So black always looks good with red, blues, those sort of colours. I do like a little bit of brown glaze and brown wax on pink. I think that looks really nice. It sort of makes the pink a bit dirtier, so yeah, it looks a bit antique-y. That looks nice. And if you really, really do mess it up, like most of Dixie Belle products are water-based. So for example here, I can see a bit of black here where the paint, where it's dried and I've not wiped it back. You can just paint straight over that when it's fully dry. Just paint straight over it with the colour that you're using, and it's not a problem because it's all water-based paint, so it'll go straight over the top. Not a problem. There we go. So hopefully you can see the effect that glazing has. I'm going to have to revisit that, I think, tomorrow in the daylight, just to make sure I'm happy with the level of depth on the black, because I can't actually tell in this light. It's a funny old light and I'm not used to using it. So that's all really. But like I say, if you have any questions about any of the Dixie Belle products, either drop me a comment on the video or message my page. If you're watching on replay, give us a hashtag replay in the comments. That just helps Facebook know and me know that you're watching it on replay, and that's much appreciated. Thank you for watching. Thanks for wasting 10 minutes or half an hour, however long we've been, I've lost track of time, of your Sunday evening. Oh, thank you, Anastasia, thanks for that. Loving the colour combination. And there's also a third colour, if I can open it, on the inside. It's got some floral detail, and that's Serenity in the Silk Paint range as well. So that's just a pop of colour on the inside. We'll go sticking with blues on that one, on this one. So I'll hopefully have this finished, I'm hoping tomorrow and staged, and it will be up for sale. But if you're interested, you can drop me a message, no problem at all. Thanks for the love, guys. Thank you for the heart emojis. It's much appreciated. I'll let you crack on with your Sunday evening. Have a good one. Bye.